My interest in all things Catholic, those elements have showed up in my other films, Mean Streets, Taxi Driver to a certain extent, Raging Bull certainly, and many pictures. But I think I approached it from different ways. The idea of the tenets or the beliefs of Christianity in the everyday life that we lead, And so ultimately, I was given the Book of Silence in 1988. It was in August, I believe, or September, by Archbishop Paul Moore, who was the Archbishop of Episcopal Archbishop of New York, St. John the Divine. He was a supporter of the film I had just made, Last Temptation of Christ, after seeing the film. And so he talked to us about a serious discussion about those elements in that particular film, and those arguments, those concepts, those questions. And then he said, I have a book for you that you should take a look at. It takes the very essence of what you were trying for in your other films and goes deeper. The issue in this particular story, and that should apply to everything we know of today too, and that is the cultural differences, right? How do they deal with the cultural differences of Japan as opposed to Western Europe in the 17th century? They have to understand the culture that they're bringing this gospel, this good news to. They have to understand what the values of the culture are. Rodriguez is somebody who, in a sense, gives up his faith to gain his faith, and that's the paradox. And when we were getting ready to make the picture, I realized that I was trying to create something that had been with me for many years since I was a teenager and when I first wanted to make movies. As I said earlier, I'd studied for the priesthood, didn't make it, realized early on that it wasn't my calling. It's certainly a vocation, but it wasn't mine. It was the calling of someone I had admired, a priest, a neighborhood priest who taught us a lot. I wanted to be like him, but that's not the reason to be a priest. And I had this other calling, I guess, and it was making movies. And I had an idea to make a picture about a priest, actually, many years ago. A priest who had the calling, but who needed to take that extra step of getting past his ego and his spiritual pride, because it's the parishioners that have to come first, always. And I realized that this was the picture I was making, in a sense, while I was making it, really, while I was shooting it. Nine films I've done with Dante and his wife Francesca, and he's a genius at what he does. He was also able to create something from nothing, really. If he's given the ability to create something bigger and financially given the support, that's something else. But he can also come up with something that we need with that very special eye that he has and sense of design, which really also works out to be something that's accurate and for the period, So we just know each other that way. I've always admired his work on all the other films he's made. And he went through a lot of hardships to make this picture. But he came through. He did some beautiful work.
Silence. Dal 12 gennaio al cinema.